Hey, what's up everybody? This is John Kimbrough. I am going to be doing a quick video demonstration comparing two different guitars that are very similar but have some unique differences. So the two guitars I'm going to be comparing are going to be my old faithful mahogany top Taylor GS Mini guitar that I play every single week. This is my faithful and true #1 guitar. I lead worship with this every single week. If I'm gonna just sit down and play guitar, this is usually the one that I pick up. My Taylor GS Mini Mahogany, old faithful. What we're gonna be comparing it with is a new guitar that is by a company called Orangewood. This is their mini guitar, and you'll notice that they're very, very similar. They're the exact same size, but they're also pretty different. So I'm going to play both of these guitars side by side. You're going to hear the sound of just the microphone off of my iPhone, and you'll also hear the sound of both of these guitars plugged in, and I'll let you know when I'm switching between them. And then we'll talk a little bit about the differences. So without further ado, let's start with the Taylor GS Mini. Now that you've heard that, let's switch over to the Orangewood. All right, so you've heard them side by side now. Let's talk about some of the differences. The Taylor GS Mini in Mahogany is a $499 guitar. So $500 gets you this guitar without a pickup installed. The one that I have installed is the K&K Pure Western, which I think retails for like $140, but you can usually find it for about $100. So what that means is this guitar total costs somewhere around $600. Okay, not bad at all for the sound that you get out of this thing, which is why I got it. Comparatively, the Oliver Jr. by Orangewood, new from factory, with a pretty awesome Fishman pickup system already installed, costs $275. So less than half of the price of the Taylor GS Mini. Okay, so that's kind of where the price point is on both of these. And obviously this one's brand spanking new. It's still got the tag on it and everything. Let's talk about the size of the guitars, side by side. Really, these are, size-wise, the exact same guitar. You know, the bodies have no differences whatsoever, size-wise. And the neck is the same size on both of them. They feel pretty similar when you're playing them. Some of the major differences, though, are that this one definitely has a cheaper feel to it. I don't mean that in a way that's bad. It truly is less than half the price of this one. But some of the components, like the nut, for example, even though both of them are plastic, this one kind of feels a little bit more plasticky, I guess you would say. And same thing with the bridge. Both of the bridges are, or the saddles, excuse me, are both plastic, but this one on the Taylor seems to be a little bit more, I don't know, sturdy's maybe not the right word, but it feels a little bit better. If I'm bending on this guitar, which I didn't show any of, but if I'm bending on this guitar, I'm kind of worried about what's going on both ends of the string, which I'm not at all concerned about with the Taylor. So, look-wise, other than the fact that they are, yes, identical in size, they're both laminate guitars, but the Taylor has a little bit more texture. I'm not sure if that's going to show up or not, but it's not just a straight-up painted-on finish. Even the edging here, there's a nice kind of, you know, off-white edging going on the Taylor that really is a nice finish. The edging kind of is very different as well. So again, here's the granular feel of the Taylor compared to the very clearly painted on lacquer veneer kind of thing that's going on with the Orangewood. So pretty significant difference there. Now for the part that we all really should care about. None of that stuff really matters that much. The sound. So what I've noticed is the sound of my Taylor is, especially for being the size guitar that it is, very rich, very full. It's got a lot of low end going on, which I think is the nature of mahogany. But more than that, it also just kind of, it sounds just full. It's just got this, hey, I'm playing a good sounding guitar feel to it overall. The Orangewood, unfortunately, lacks a little bit of that. There's not as much low end. If I were to just hit the low E strings, and if you go back a few minutes and rewatch the recordings side by side, you'll see that if I just hit the low E string, for example, on the Orangewood, it doesn't sustain very long. It's just kind of there and then it's gone. Compared to the Taylor, where, especially for the size guitar that it is, it really sustains for a pretty good while. It goes for a bit. Those are the really only differences, though, that I've noticed in both of these guitars. They are very similar, and what I would recommend is, if you are, say for example, and actually this is exactly what I bought the Orangewood for, if you are a church that wants to provide a good sounding guitar for your musicians week after week, maybe they don't have their own, or maybe you've got somebody kind of new that's just learning guitar but still, you know, is taking the stage and leading in worship, and you want to be able to have a guitar for them on hand, buy the Orangewood. It sounds great plugged in. That Fishman pickup does wonders for this guitar. It's just absolutely great, as you heard. And, you know, it's a $275 guitar, so if something does happen to it, it's going to be okay. You can get another one without really having to break your bank. It is definitely an instrument that's good to have on hand. Maybe you're not in that same situation where you've got a lot of musicians coming through and you want to be able to provide them with a decent instrument. Maybe you're an artist that wants to have a travel size guitar or a mini guitar, or you want to be like Ed Sheeran and you want to just have a mini guitar as your primary guitar. I do it. I think it's pretty great, but I'm not a really big guy, so it works out for me. Check out the Orangewood as well. You're not going to get the same feel out of it if you're used to playing a Taylor or any other high-end guitar. If you're used to playing a Martin, it's not going to compare either. Just as two examples. But man, bang for the buck, it really is a great little guitar. So that's all I've got for you. Highly recommend the Orangewood Oliver Jr. with the Fishman pickup installed. If you have any questions, of course, put those in the comments section below. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Or if there's something else that you want to see between these two guitars or with one of them individually, I'd love to know that too. Thanks so much. Hope this was helpful.